Today we are going over 7 very costly mistakes that beginners often make when running Facebook lead gen ads. And this is specifically coming from someone who has spent well over $1 million very profitably in lead gen ads over the last 12 months. So let's get into it. Okay, so first things first, you have the issue of not qualifying your leads. So what I mean by that is, a lot of people, when they set up their lead form, the first automatic default view is it's only collecting email and full name. Right here, as you can see in this screenshot, this is an example of one. If you do this, you are making a huge mistake. You could easily add in, number one, you should at very least add in the phone number question to at least collect their phone number. And then also, if you're in B2B, you're selling to other businesses, you should probably be asking for company name or, maybe their website, something like that. And then also specifically the qualifying part would be on custom questions. So rather than the pre-filled contact information on this page here, some people get a little crazy with it and they'll add some custom qualifying questions on the front end. Highly encourage this. We have found that the sweet spot is usually 2, maybe 3 custom qualifying questions. Here's examples of that. We oftentimes will ask, for example, if you are selling to higher end businesses, you could say, hey, is your business doing at least 7 figures per year? Yes or no. You could also ask, for example, if you're selling B2B, you could say, hey, what's your monthly ad spend right now? Or maybe you sell a multitude of services. You could say, which of our following services are you interested in? You could have a multiple choice. Those types of questions will give you answers to really help you or your sales team decide if these leads are even quality or not, or worthwhile to reach out to. So the next mistake that people make is actually asking for too much information. See, they actually take the advice on saying, well, okay, well, cool, we need to ask some qualifying questions, and then they go hog wild and crazy and they try to ask way too much. You can see I just put just a stupid little example template in here saying, yeah, do you like me, yes or no? Will you pay me money, yes or no? And then also asking for a social security number. No way in the world are people going to give you too much sensitive information. It's also actually specifically that question would definitely be against Facebook ad compliance policy. You could not do that. But in general, some people try to get crazy with it. They'll try to ask 5 to even 10 qualifying questions. Your lead form submission rate is just going to absolutely plummet when you ask questions like that. I highly encourage to ask usually 1, 2, maybe 3 questions. Those seem to be the sweet spot of making sure you're making sure that your leads have a little bit of intent to reach out to you. They have an intent to either potentially do business with you or learn more about what you have to sell, while also not pushing them away with asking for too much. The third thing that people mess up on is actually not really utilizing a strategy on their confirmation page. So you can see here, the left side, I just have a screenshot of an example. The example here would be the default thank you page. And a lot of people don't ever change this. They say, hey, cool, we don't care. As long as we get the lead, we don't care what that confirmation page says. And I think it is a huge mistake you could be making. Now, from the media buying aspect, sure, it doesn't really matter, because if the media buyer is solely incentivized to get you leads at as low cost as possible, who cares what the confirmation page says? However, if you care about the actual growth of your business, you care about the conversion rates, you want to make sure that these leads are actually converting into either a booked call or paying you something down the road, you typically want to direct them somewhere after this. And so you could actually use the real estate on this confirmation page. So instead of saying, hey, you could visit our website or exit the form now, I just have a small little example here on the right side, and it says, hey, thanks, your interest has been confirmed. Watch the quick video below to learn more about how this works and if it would be a good fit. Something as simple as that, and then changing that little call to action button at the bottom and saying, instead of saying view website, you could say show me the details. That alone is going to increase the click-through rate from the people that make it to this thank you page to then actually go on to the next step of the sales process a little bit more fluidly. Now that you have the lead, the next mistake in running Facebook lead gen ads is actually by not setting up a CRM automation. Now, it does not have to just be automated specifically in your CRM, but that should absolutely be one of the first things that you should do. The picture on the left right here is supposed to just exemplify, you get a lead and then now they just kind of go into no man's land because you're not doing anything with it, or maybe the sales team doesn't hear about this lead coming on in. You want to actually make sure that there's a very streamlined process. So I just took a screenshot of our Zapier account personally. This is personally our current setup that we have in our side. So you can see that when we have a new lead that comes on in through Facebook, then we automatically store that information into a Google spreadsheet just as a fail-safe in case something breaks with our CRM or in case we need to switch CRMs. So then from the Google spreadsheet, then we also go ahead and format a couple pieces of information that they had already given us. And then from there, then we go ahead and submit them on into ActiveCampaign for email marketing. Then we go ahead and add them into a contact into our CRM. Specifically, we use Go High Level. And then we have a lead filter, like a lead filter right here. And so we say, If they are qualified based on a couple of the questions that they answered in their the lead form, then we actually go ahead and create an opportunity in our Go High Level account or into our CRM. And then we also are notifying the Slack channel. So that way the sales team is actually able to be notified when we have, number one, both a lead, but also a booked call coming on in. And then we also will send them on over to WooSender. WooSender is an AI platform that we at least are currently using to be able to reach out to more leads and be able to get more people booked on the call. So this all happens automatically. The very second we get a new lead, all of these things are happening automatically. And it's going to be able to help to make sure that no leads are getting just kind of slipping through the cracks. Now, the fifth mistake that a lot of Facebook advertisers make or companies make when they're running Facebook lead gen ads is not paying attention to their speed to lead. Just thought this meme was funny. It was when your sales team follows up with a demo request days later and the person responds saying, "Who are you?" Okay, so look, there's a stat in the industry. I did not come up with this, so feel free to fact check me. But you're going to find a bunch of different articles that would show something very similar, which is that there's about an 80% drop off in your response rate from a lead actually responding to you when you reach out to them if you wait anything more than about 5 to 10 minutes to reach out to them. Some people will say 15 minutes, some people will say 5, but in general, if you are not reaching out to your leads literally within the first 5 to 15 minutes, you are going to significantly kill your chances of being able to actually get a hold of these people and ever do business with them. So please make sure that your sales team or whoever is in charge of handling these leads is getting notified immediately when you get these leads to come on in, and not just be notified, but also make sure that they're reaching out to your leads immediately. Cool. And then the sixth mistake that oftentimes advertisers will make or companies will make is not having a lead conversion strategy. You see, so I feel like this is so simple and it shouldn't have to even be said, but I just want to make sure we go over this. Look, just because you have a lead does not mean that you're going to make money. Okay, you need to make sure that you have a very streamlined process to be able to take that lead and turn them into a sale. It doesn't matter if you're doing e-commerce or if you're selling over the phone and you need people to be booking calls or you need to be calling them outbound. Doesn't matter. Just make sure that your company has a very defined process, ideally that you could literally map out. You can see I just pulled an example here off Google Images where look like, they opt in and then from there, cool, then they go into a VSL. This is something that we use personally where we'll write clients VSLs and then they could go ahead and book a call. On the next page, there's a calendar option and then they go ahead and pick a time and then ideally you guys are having that call and closing a certain percentage of the leads that are booked. So just make sure that you have a defined sales process in place after that lead comes on in. So that way, if you're not making money, you could actually go back and kind of map out, okay, well, cool. How many leads did we get? How many of those were qualified? Of the qualified leads, how many people booked a call? And then how many of those people showed up for a call? How many of those people actually bought? That way you could kind of start to see more of the bottlenecks and be able to quickly and more accurately assess your bottlenecks and be able to figure out how to make more money. Now, the seventh mistake that advertisers and businesses make when running Facebook lead gen ads is actually optimizing for cost per lead, trying to get you the lowest cost per lead as possible. I know it sounds crazy. I thought this picture would kind of exemplify it in a little bit more fun way, saying, look, these leads were so cold I had to defrost them first. Look, that can actually happen when you are just optimizing for cost per lead. You might have, a couple different audiences you're testing out, and you might find that one audience is actually getting you way better quality leads than the other. And you could really only know the quality of leads based on, number one, lead attribution, making sure that your CRM is pulling the ad set as well as the ad names on over. So that way you could actually look at, hey, if this deal went through, you could actually go back and trace it to which ad set or campaign or ad it came from. But also make sure that, you might have one ad set with a couple different ad angles, and you might find that one ad angle, based on the qualifying questions you're asking in your lead form, you might find that one ad angle is getting a little bit higher cost per lead. It might be double the cost per lead. But if that cost per lead, if 100% of those people are qualified and the other one, it's half the cost per lead, but no one's qualified, it doesn't matter. You could have 100 unqualified leads or 50 a little bit higher priced qualified leads. What would you rather prefer to sell to? What are you going to have a better chance of selling to? It's, of course, the qualified leads. So please make sure you're not just paying attention to lowest cost per lead. You want to oftentimes just make sure that you're looking at the qualified leads, also seeing which ad sets or which ads are actually generating the calls, and ultimately what's creating the revenue in the back end, what's actually getting you deals sold. That about does it for the 7 main mistakes. Now, if you'd like help running your Facebook lead gen ads and you'd like help to actually making sure that those leads are converting into booked calls and then actually making sure those calls are converting into sales, feel free, check out the link in the descriptions. This is what we do all day long. We'd be more than happy to install an appointment getting funnel into your business so you could make more money and scale up your sales. And if you got any value from today's video, please go ahead, like this video, subscribe to the channel, would mean so much to me and does support me to continue creating more videos to help you scale up your business. All right, until next time, I will see you soon.